Jack, just trace the story of how you were recruited and the whole process.
Yeah, so it's I guess it was pretty typical of most Aussie guys' stories coming over. You know, we trained at Pro Kick Australia back home, and we trained pretty hard down there, and it's a full-time gig when you're there. So we worked really hard at it, got a lot of film, and compiled all of our best work, and we send it out. And Coach P Jack actually got in touch with me on Twitter and said, well, we're looking for this, this, and this, and I seem to fit the bill. So a couple months later, here I am, and thriving and loving it.
So he just contacted you with a Twitter DM.
Yeah. So that's how it started. That was the personal relationship between us. He'd been in touch with my coaches, looking for a punter, and they recommended me, and then he got in touch with me directly.
And they just watched a bunch of your clips and offered you a scholarship based on that.
Yeah, sight unseen. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity I've been given by Coach P and all the rest of the staff here. But yeah, so I just compiled probably a couple minutes worth of film, and here I am.
Just the transition from Australia to here and American football, how's it been so far?
It's been good. They prepare us really well at Pro Kick. There's been nothing too crazy that has shocked me, but camp's been an eye opener. It's good, but I like the regime, getting up every day, working out, kicking, working out. It's a dream come true for me, so I'm really happy to be here. And there hasn't been any growing pains. There's been some teething stuff, obviously, just figuring out everything, where I am, what I'm doing, and all that kind of stuff. But it's been good so far.
What was your expectations of a camp, of a college football camp?
Yeah, well, we get told it's pretty full on. My coach personally had been through it, and a lot of the other guys have been through it who come back and talk to us and let us know what college football's like. And so far, it's definitely lived up to the hype. They said get ready to work your tail off, and early mornings, late nights, be at the facility, live out of your locker. So, and you know what? It's lived up to that so far. So can't complain.
How many fellow Australian Big Ten punters, or just across the nation, do you have a friendship with and share ideas with?
Yeah, so I'm in touch with a couple of the guys in the Big Ten, and we try not to talk too much to each other because we know we want to keep things in house a little bit. So when we play, we get the win, and we're competitive. We want to win, so we're not talking too much. But I'm friends with a lot of the guys, especially around the country. It's been good though, to have them support me in my journey over, and I'm able to come to them with maybe some problems I'm having and say, hey, it's tough out here, how much recovery should I be doing, well, what do you do for recovery and that kind of thing, and get their thoughts on that, just because I'm fairly new to things, obviously, so that's been nice.
Describe the Australian style and why it's effective.
I think it's just accuracy. I think that's the number one thing. We grow up kicking a football, and when coach says we want it here, you're able to kick it there, and it's a hard to run scheme. A lot of the American guys struggle to do it proficiently, but for us, it's kind of second nature. So I think it's just the accuracy of the kick that's so effective.
How do you feel like you've performed so far in camp?
I feel good. Again, at the start of camp, it was 0 to 100 really quickly, and I had to catch up and really get my feet under me and figure out what's best for me to perform, how I'm going to go about my quick warm-up and then out on the field to punt, and that's been a little bit of the teething I've been talking about, the teething process of just figuring out what's right for me. How do I warm up and perform to the best of my ability? But as camp's gone on, I've performed better and better, and I'm really happy with where I'm at. And the guys here, Brandon Cropsey and Zach Collins have been pushing me a lot, and we've been fighting it out and some good punts, and then you want to come out and obviously back it up. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Those guys have been pushing me hard, and I look forward to the year ahead.
How was the scrimmage last week as far as trying to get in some really game-like situations that you're going to face once the season starts?
Yeah, again, it was a little bit of a process. Just getting yourself in that situation, trying to visualize, what it's going to be like with Ross Aid packed out, and figuring out how am I going to stay warm for, hours on end, and it gets to third down, and all of a sudden it's first down again, and then third down, first down, third down, and the punt might never come. But it's that's probably been the biggest thing for me, is just trying to continually stay warm, and it was good to get out there and kind of see what it's all about. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow and doing it again, and really hammering down on what's good for me and how I can perform to my best.
Are you doing anything else but putting, or are you just solely putting?
I'm just punting right now. You know, there's some other things that they've got me figuring out, like maybe some holds. But for right now, I'm focused on punting, so that's my main.
All right.
main goal.
So what do you miss about not being in Australia? And did you bring anything with you from Australia that make you feel at home? Or?
Yeah, so I got a couple things in my room, just photos and stuff like that. Some little a little bit of memorabilia and that kind of stuff from my other sports. So my apartment's kind of my safe haven, you know. There's some things around. I've got to get some Vegemite shipped over though. My mum sent me over some of that. I miss my Vegemite on toast in the morning, so I've definitely got to get back in the routine of doing that. And yeah, it's been really good though. The transition's been smooth, you know. My coach is looking after me, the other guys are looking after me, so I really can't ask for much more, you know. Purdue's been great so far.
Hey, if you have to make a tackle, can you?
Well, if you watch any Aussie rules highlights, you'll know that it's a pretty hard-hitting game, and that's what I grew up playing. So, you know, I'm kind of looking forward to it.